the cloud, you can do the computer.
Okay, got it.
Great stuff. Okay, everybody's going to come in a second here. There we go.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Hi, Judy. Hi, Saban. Hi, Yen.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello, Linda. Hello. Hi, Kylie. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Teresa, Cornelia, Arlene, Dick, Linda.
You're doing a wonderful job, dear. Doing a
Oh,
wonderful
thank you
job.
so much, Judy. That means the world. Thank you so much. My dog's going to co-host today. Sounds like perfect.
Who's going to co-host?
My dog.
Oh, lovely. Good. We like companions.
No, we're going to give him a treat to be quiet. Quiet, baby girl. Baby boy. Hello, Artie. How are you? Hi. Well, wonderful. It's so good to see
Hello,
everybody.
Hello, Jana. You're doing a great job, everybody.
Oh, thank you so much. I so loved your comments with Dr. last week. I so appreciated it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, you're welcome. And nice to see everybody again here in the Zoom meeting.
Hi, Randy. Hi, Malaya. So good to see all you guys. Wonderful. Well, great. Well, it's at the top of the hour, and I guess we can just kind of jump in. I know that people are going to be filing in just a minute, and so I want to ask, how are you doing with these principles? Dr. Clint always gives us the 3 principles and then special assignments. So the first principle of what do you want? How are you doing with that? Just really want you to connect with your heart and to see, how did this week go? How did things really, did I set it aside? Did I really engage in it? Did I really, really act upon it? And then the second principle, the Aditi Devo Bhawa, the unexpected guest, how did I interact with that today? When something unexpected happened, what was my response? How did I treat it? Did I treat it with anger and negativity, or did I treat it as a gift, as a gift that the universe has brought to us to be able to work through some of these challenges that, so that we can have a place of growth? And then the gratitude, how grateful was your heart this week? How, did we just move through our life and just not even notice the things that are all around us? Or did we find those places where we really had that deep connection of gratitude? I have to admit, I'm a very tender person and my emotions have been kind of heightened today. And just thinking about it, it makes me realize that I'm very humbled. I'm very humbled to be in this community. And I'm very humbled that Clint asked me to guide you, through the times where he was not here. And I see such incredible people. You guys are such divine spirits and people. It's such a beautiful sight to be able to see each and every one of you. And I'm looking forward to today to hear from each and every one of you. That's why I would like you to go through those principles in your mind as we get moving here, and to be able to kind of jar your memory. So if you feel comfortable and you feel inspired and you feel moved upon to be able to speak to it, I know that each one of you has something to bring to this group that somebody, if not all of us, can benefit from. And that's where, you guys, I can talk all day, but I want to hear from you, because you guys have so many wonderful traits and gifts and experiences that everybody can experience, or that can learn from and grow from.
Dana,
Yes.
Verna in Cincinnati, Ohio, says that she always is waiting for her Sunday group meeting. So I wonder if she has something to share that's come up for her, or some gratitude, or something that
I
is
love it.
going on.
So this week I have to admit I have not been very good writing down gratitude statement, but I do see a sense of calmness, and it's so fun actually. I used to always blame myself first for everything, because one line is stuck in my head: you attract everything. So that is the thing I'm getting rid of. Okay.
Good, good. Tell me, so what are you replacing that with?
Okay, things happen.
Things happen. I love it. It's just like, okay, things happen, you know?
Yeah. Use my brain all day so my brain doesn't stop, and the best thing it does is start talking again.
It does.
Things happen. Okay.
Yep,
That's
that's awesome.
yeah.
So it sounds like you're surrendering. It just sounds like you're just allowing it, instead of blaming yourself for it. It sounds like you're just allowing it to let go. That's so
Yes.
beautiful. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
sharing. I love that. Well,
Yeah.
great.
I probably would like to share something that happened again and that really showed me how far I have come with my Aditi Devo Bhava and my gratitude. Because we were announced on last Monday that we would go back into complete lockdown here in the Bahamas. And of course, that's not nice. We can only go shopping like every 2 days, like only Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And apart from that, we just cannot even leave our property. And of course, immediately that was, oh no, not again. But then what came up immediately was, what did I really enjoy the last time we were under lockdown? And what came up in my mind was immediately how quiet it was, the peacefulness, because there was no noise, no cars driving by. And I really appreciated that stillness around me. And the moment I kind of came back to that and felt this gratitude for that, what I had the last time, I really surrendered into this notion of being again in the lockdown for, I don't know, maybe another 4 weeks. And so it was really from acknowledging this Aditi Devo Bhava that came into my life that was unexpected at that point, to really seeing the good thing of it and feeling the gratitude. So for me, especially when I think something is kind of what we would consider negative, that I immediately go now into this gratitude part, what is good about it. And that I realized has changed my whole life and the outlook on how I go through life, because it just brings me immediately in a completely different mindset. And I so appreciate that new me that I am now, because it just makes my life so much better. And I just wanted to share that.
Oh, I'm so glad you did, Cornelia, because it is so true. You're getting so many people clapping. We were talking earlier about change. These principles bring upon change, and change doesn't always come very easy. You have to be aware of it, and you have to make the decision of what you're going to replace it with. And it brings you to an awareness of, how can I get through this? And that's what I love, these principles, and like I said, we've only been working on the 3. We have, the social media fast and the mung bean soup that is very helpful, because it helps clear our mind and our spirit to be able to open up our intuition so that we can connect with the change and the decision of change. But the 3 principles really can help us move through that level of change that we are desiring. And so they're just really, really wonderful. So thank you, Cornelia, for sharing that you have really made some big changes and big strides. I mean, I have seen it here in the group, and it's so beautiful. I love seeing your open heart when you come to the groups, and I so appreciate you. I so do. Well, awesome. Is there anybody that would like to speak really, at the beginning right here before we move on, or? Okay. Pardon?
Oh, good you. Yes. It's Savan.
Hey, I'm here. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So basically, last week I've taken probably about 2 to 3 hour break daily from the social media. With the work I do, obviously helping the charity out as well. It's a bit difficult, but what has come through in those moments, and once again, I haven't been writing a daily gratitude journal. I've been doing a weekly gratitude journal. But what's basically come through is the appreciation and blessed. So appreciation in the sense of myself being able to serve and obviously be a listener, be a person in need who needs to, and also blessed to be able to help others, in kind of in the group, obviously with the thoughts, also in conversations with others. And even today, I was talking to somebody and something led. They were in fear of their mother going into hospital for the pacemaker, etc. And the words just came out, well, why don't you write a gratitude that everything is going to be okay and it enriches the quality of life? They thought about it, came back to me, and they said, you know what, that's a good idea, that's something positive. So they've taken that on board, and they've literally, from further talking, they now again want to do the gratitude journal. So that's something that I've passed on. So again, it's appreciation that I can help others through my knowledge as well.
Oh, beautiful. I'm so glad that you're connecting with other people and sharing, you're spreading it. You're saying, can you see the divine in this? Can you see the gratitude in this? Sometimes those situations that come up are not really, they're not fun to go through, but they're here. And what is it that how can we get through this with gratitude? When we meet the experience with resistance, it's so much harder to go through. And that's what it just sounds like you're sharing that, if you're going to go through this, because you're going to go through this, you can go through it with resistance or you can go through it with gratitude. And why not go through it in gratitude with ease and grace and love? And so thank you so much, Savan, for sharing that. So appreciate that. And I wish the best for the person that's going through that experience.
Thank you. Bless you all.
Well, before you guys are just primed right now, let's go ahead and do our meditation. Let's get in from our head to our hearts, and then we'll hear a little clip from Dr. Clint, and then we'll share a little bit more about our experiences. And I really want to hear from each one of you. The people that I've heard from in the small groups, their stories are absolutely amazing. I am blown away by what you guys are experiencing on a day-to-day basis as a result of awareness, and you're putting in the focus, you're being present with it. It's absolutely beautiful. And I would really hope that you feel comfortable enough to be able to share with everybody so that they can glean from the experience that you have had and feel that support and feel that love from people who were right there with you. So with that, Jeff, let's go ahead and do the music. And Jeff, I'm not able to hear the music. Yeah.
कोई बात नहीं, चलो I'll sit there पीछे थोड़ा सा.
Thank you. Yes, I can hear it now.
Relax your body. Observe your breath as it goes in and out. Now move your awareness into the area of your heart. Allow your ego to move out of the way, and you will get in touch with your spirit. The great wisdom traditions say, be still and know that I am God. Between every in-breath and every out-breath is the stillness. Watch the stillness between your breath, between your thought, and then watch the one who's watching. Turn your attention to the one who's listening. You have found the secret to that part of you that transcends space and time. You have found the secret to that part of you that fire cannot burn, water cannot wet, wind cannot dry, weapons cannot shatter. That part of you which is beyond fear, that part of you that is without beginning, without ending, that part of you which is the divine in you. You have found the secret to that part of you that will continue to evolve as the universe evolves. Return to your stillness. That stillness, that silence is you.
I just love these meditations that have been created by Gary and the Wisdom of the World Foundation. They just are so beautiful. Each one of us are divine. Each one of us, we're not this body, we're not the experience. We are that stillness. We are that divine that Deepak was talking about. I'm hoping that we can connect with that as we share our experiences of the week or of this whole entire, experiment or game. I've asked a few people to help me out and I want to acknowledge them. So Jeff, I want to acknowledge you. Thank you so much for helping me with the technology. And Margaret, thank you for helping me with the chat. And the mentors.
Of the chat, I would like to say that Linda Rousseau is willing to share her story when you're ready. So I don't mean to interrupt, but say that she.
But I've asked everybody to just jump in when they can. Teresa and Arlene and help me. I can't think of everybody's name. Dick and Esther. So thank you so much. So if everybody's jumping in, is because I've asked for some help, and so I so appreciate it. Okay, so let's play the clip really quickly from Dr. Clint. I want Clint's presence to be here with us. And it's just really short this week, and then we'll get into our shares.
Hey, Dr. Clint G. Rogers here. So excited to find out what's happening, discover what's happened for you as you followed this special challenge activity of a social media fast. Now your body is clean and clear with the Hmong fast. Your mind, your emotions are more clean and clear. And what kind of miracle experiences are you able to see even more clearly as you're following these three principles, focusing on what you want, Atiti Devo Bhava, treating the unexpected guest as if God himself or herself has arrived, and also infusing your life with more gratitude. I'm so excited to hear what's happened in your life, and Jana will ask you some questions to bring some of those experiences out of you, as well as in your small group. I just wanted to say I love you, I'm with you, even though I'm right now in my own silence, my own deep silence, which is really one of the challenge activities Dr. Naram gave to me, so to go for an extended period of silence. I'm in my own silence, but I'm with you in my heart and excited for you as you're following this road of living the principles of the ancient secrets of a master healer and seeing what's possible in your life. So today, share your experiences, and then next week we're going to talk about some of the opportunities for how to go deeper and deeper into living with vibrant health, unlimited energy, and peace of mind. Lots of love. Jana, over to you.
Being whole doesn't.
I just had to have that smile. I mean, you know, he's just got that smile, doesn't he? It's awesome. I'm so glad that I wanted him to just be in each one of our meetings, even though he's on his silence. And I just really hope that he is doing, everything is coming out the way that he wants. Everything's just, I'm sure everything's just aligning perfectly. You know, last week we did send him some love. I just think that maybe that's what we need to do. And maybe, would you guys like to send him some love again? Okay, so let's put our hands together. Let's rub them really, 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 really fast. And let's send him some love. Oh, it feels so good. You know what? Let's do it again, because I'm not sure everybody did it. So let's go ahead and rub our hands. Clint, we love you. We're with you. We just want you to know that we love you. Thank you for this creation of this platform. We're so grateful for you. And Dr. Naram. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, wonderful. Linda, would you like to share?
Sure. Good. I was going to say good morning, but it's not morning for everyone. So hello, everyone. And it's just been a great journey at dealing with this experiment and being aware of the miracles coming my way and the unexpected guests and even the opportunities to treat my unexpected guests with this love that it's given to me. And I actually had the opportunity Friday morning and didn't do that well. But awareness came up right afterwards. It was like, why did I even waste that energy? And I actually had another opportunity yesterday, and it was a much better experience. And as you have stated, it's you're going to get these opportunities over and over again. So why not go ahead and follow through and succeed in them instead of fighting and resisting it, because it's going to keep coming your way. And also, like with the social media fast, I still had business that I felt needed to be done on it, but I decided to even let that go. And what I realized after the fact, even with a week of no interaction, I got more responses on social media than I had in the past. So like just staying in, committed to our intentions, it's amazing the difference that we will be able to receive in our life. And even with the some of the gifts as far as the intentions I set for yesterday, they flowed so freely, and it didn't happen in the way that I anticipated, which is so okay, because I'm surrendered to allow it to happen the way that it should. And it came in such a profound way that it was truly a blessing for me. So I just want to encourage each and every one of you.
So awesome. You know, Linda, you're speaking something that you said about change. You know, you had the opportunity come up and, you know, you didn't do so well. But, you know, I worked with so many people, and I'll just bring it to my own experience. You know, there was a point in time where I was really working with the emotion of anger. I wanted to change my relationship with it. Instead of having the little temper tantrums, I wanted to be able to get the message from it and be able to work through it. So what I did is I made the commitment, like you just said, I made the commitment. I'm going to, when this shows up, this is how I'm going to respond. Well, the first time it showed up, I just threw my temper tantrum. I didn't think about it. I just threw my temper tantrum. And then afterwards I went, oh, I was going to change that, you know, but it was an awareness. And so I processed, okay, this is how I'm going to do it when it comes up again. Well, then the next time it came up, I was throwing my temper tantrum and I stopped in the middle. I went, oh, I'm throwing a temper tantrum. And I'm like, but I want to throw my temper tantrum. I don't want to throw, you know, I just want to I want to be heard. I want to, you know, get my point across. And so then afterwards I had to step back and reanalyze that and say, you know, okay, that's really not what I want, but you know, I don't know any different. And I'm really making and breaking the, you know, this change. Well, so then the next time I was able to break the pattern and calm down in the midst of it. But then even then, when I started to communicate again, I went back into that anger or that temper tantrum. And so it was a process. That's the whole point, is finally after the conditioning of it coming up and not doing with it so well, and then coming up again and not doing so well, you know, it worked. But, you know, I love these 3 principles because you stated what you want. And then you're recognizing, you know, this has got divine in it, and you're grateful for it, which is such a key component for change. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's a gem. That's a real gem. Thank you, Linda. Is there anybody else that would like to share? Judy.
Don't be shy, guys. Open up.
I got it here. I just, since you've been talking and asking, I got to reflect, and I do realize what's happened. If you hadn't asked me, I might not have gone to reflect, you know, even though that's what the notebooks are for. And I'm definitely using my notebook more and more. I'm actually using it during the day. I mean, as I go along, which is new. But so the social media fast. So I was very involved with Facebook because I'm a photographer and I have a nice group of creative friends. So I'm always posting all the time and entertaining and what have you, everybody. So anyway, it's been a week, and but what's happened is, not that it's been perfect. I've been off Facebook. I still look at the phone, and I still look at it because I don't have a clock. I still look at it first thing in the morning. Got to get the clock situation going. But anyway, the main thing that I realize is just by pulling back from the social media for the week, that I creatively, I felt empty in the beginning. I might have mentioned that last week. The second day I felt very empty. And it was only till the end of the day when I forced myself to do something creative that I felt connected. So anyway, since what's happened is I've been creating every day, and what I realize is it's always hard to start again because it's always not, you know, nothing's happening and it's boring and it's not, you know, not pleasing. But what's happened is I've actually experienced I'm in the zone.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh, that's awesome.
yeah, and so I wake up or I go to sleep thinking, oh, I can't wait to get started. And being in the zone is very different than not being in the zone. So I'm pretty grateful for that. It's exciting. And if that's coming from, I think it's coming from the more clarity of mind because of the moon, being on the moon as long as I have, for sure. But it must be just stepping back from even just that much from social media. So thank you. So I'll keep working with that. I will go back on tomorrow, but I will try to limit other scrollings.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, Judy, I really, so you're saying, I just want to make sure that I'm clear. So you're
Yeah.
saying that when you were on social media, you know, a lot, that it was hard to get in the zone, but now that you've stepped out of social media, that it's easier to get in the zone?
I think it just may be time. It may be a factor of time that I'm using the time that I normally would be post, because I take photographs every day. So, and post, and I also post artwork and what have you. But I think it's because the focus isn't there. So I was forced to turn my attention to creating. And it takes a little time when you start again. So I think it's a matter of focus.
I
That
think
the focus,
that's so great.
I have to say, you know, it's more like the focus is back on the self, just like Deepak was saying.
Yes.
And, you know, before the phone and before the, you know, the addiction to the internet, I did a lot of self-writing, you know, I did a lot of morning writing or night writing as growing, you know, throughout the years, and a lot of artwork. But since the phone has come, since the addiction to the internet, which I love, of course, it's stimulating, it's exciting, it's interesting. Yeah, so it is a turnaround, a little bit of a turnaround back on the self.
I think it's beautiful.
And I think that's what Clint's talking about big time. Of course, that's what Dr. Naram is asking Clint to do, you know, go back on the self.
I think you're so right on, and I think that what you're saying is very profound, because I know that I mean, all of us are creatives. You know, we all have that creative part, some more so than others, but just even that distraction, it's the noise. What I was going to say is I think that COVID has really helped us turn to social media, you know, because we haven't had the interactions. Yeah,
of course.
So we've turned, you know, we're replacing the human connection with an electronic addiction,
Right.
you know, and I think that that's what you're saying is you're stepping back and you're really connecting with yourself, and that part of you that is creative and authentic is coming through, and it's beautiful. I actually experienced it. I didn't go on the full fast. I cheated a little bit. But what I found was that my focus was very much more on what I desired. And then I believe it was yesterday morning when I started to really get back into the scrolling the way that I used to, I started to get anxiety. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to put my phone down and stay more present. And I really appreciate what you said, Judy. I think that it's very profound what you experienced.
Yeah, I think whether you're creating something, but being back on the self is, it's a big deal.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
because they've
you.
been drawn out, you know, out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, we've got another person.
Dana, I think Manisha wanted to speak.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So I would like to add the same thing, that when you pull out yourself from distraction, you find time for yourself, and in that time it puts you, I would not use the word pressure, but like we have to think about what we can do during that time to be more creative and to be with oneself.
It's so true. I love that.
Same thing. I am cheating, but I have the same experience as you are having, Jenna, that I don't want to go back to again doing the same thing. It creates now an anxiety with me to do the same thing which I was doing for years.
Yes. Yes.
Could I say something, Jane?
Yes,
Jane,
please.
as well? It's I'm hearing too is what it is about being conscious, because we're doing things like we wake up and we pick up that phone. It's almost we're doing it unconsciously. So we're becoming more conscious, and when you become more conscious, then you're aware of doing it, and you have that ability then to say yes or no. And we're saying no now because it's interrupting in our opportunity to be in that zone, say.
Mm-hmm. It's so true. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Teresa. I love that.
Yeah, I would like to add something here as well, because what I just came up for me is actually there is kind of different pieces to social media. The one is you go on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and you just scroll through and you read all that stuff. The other one is really if you use it for work and you create something for other people's entertainment, which I would say that is definitely something that should probably go on. But for me, it was also to really distinguish between a lot of people consider Zoom as social media as well. But for me, that has been really something that I actually continue to do. Of course, we had our group meetings and all of that. But that is for me now quality time, because that is where I can really engage with people one-on-one or in small groups. So that for me is not the typical social media. But social media for me now, when I hear that word, is this senseless, in a sense, just scrolling through hundreds of messages and seeing if there's one thing that might be interesting. And I have given up on that completely. And that is kind of, that's what I just wanted to say. There is definitely a distinction between the two. And what you were saying is the being conscious of what we are doing and what we, instead of, Teresa, instead of just grabbing the phone and doing it just because we are so used to it, to really make a decision. Yeah, I go on a Zoom call, or I do some work on my, because that's part of what I'm doing for my work, like working with Facebook, and really doing the senseless stuff.
Yes, I love that. And in the video that Clint, what we showed last week, he had a segment in there that said, we want to be in control of reaching out to social media, not social media reaching out to us. And that comes to that consciousness. It comes to that awareness and that choice. You know, and when we are in control of the choice that we make, and we consciously make, you know, go into the social media, that anxiety doesn't happen. It's not, you know, we're not turning our power over to just, you know, disconnecting and being addicted. And that's what this experiment was all about. So it's so exciting to hear that you guys have had those experiences. Awesome.
So Jana?
Yes.
Dharmendra wanted to speak also.
Wonderful. So Amendra, can you unmute yourself and just go ahead and jump in?
Namaskar everyone. Namaste. Myself Dharmendra. The same day, last week Sunday, when they talked about the social media fasting, immediately I installed my Facebook account, right? On the same call only I installed. And I decided for 7 days I'll not go to Facebook, because it's less of the engaging and more of the disturbing, because we are not able to go in silence. Of course, many other things are there. Being a teacher, it's not possible for me to keep in silence and all that stuff. But one thing I realized, in the nature, there is no language. In the human beings are trying to explain the things more and more in the verbal form. Better than when we are not shouting too much. That is the unconventional way of communication. So Facebook, yes, somewhere like when I stopped that, people were waiting. When I announced that 7 days I'll not be on the Facebook and will not be able to explain, and then I felt so good. I can give more time and more focus. So it's a good thing. What I'm thinking is if we can have once in a day we can go on the social media or something like that, because we can go more towards us and more body can heal. 2 days back, I slept at around 6:30, 7 o'clock. And people are asking, 6:37, how can you sleep? I said, why not? When the whole nature is going into sleep, why not I can go? And then they say 3:30, good morning. No, it's night. It's midnight. Then when is the morning? 7 o'clock is the morning. So we are totally it's a great revelation for me. I am trying to go more and more towards the ancient science. And I am loving it. I am falling in love with this, because the whole people have created as the monk died, it was there. Food is our medicine. Why you want more medicine? Everything is making the body acidic. The more you are on the Facebook, the more everybody is so more emotions, more trauma, more thinking. So I to feel like great, like मैं तो बोलता हूँ, if it is like good thing, like I'm also thinking to go for a Mon for a week or two, like Dr. Clint has gone. So let's see when and where the time permits. But I'll definitely want to go for that.
I
would
love it.
love that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
I love how you just really set yourself for what you decided. I mean, your intention was strong, you know. It's out of the box thinking, you know. It's definitely, you know, different than the norm. And I see that people are aware, you know, that, hey, this is night, it's, you know, this is day, you know, and you're breaking that. I think that's so cool. There were so many people that were nodding their heads when you were speaking. Does anybody want to respond to what he has to say or add to it? Please.
So it's not just changes in me cannot be seen. My son, 5-year-old, who's 5-year-old, can see change in me. My husband is noticing change in me. So I am not alone myself that the change is inside me. I'm influencing people around me as well. So when I'm doing this creative thing, now I have more time for me.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
So when I'm doing this painting, my 5-year-old, if I do it for 4 hours or 3 hours, he doesn't disturb me because he knows that I'm focused and he loves that I'm doing something which I love. Otherwise, he is seeking attention every now and then. But when I do this, he knows that I'm in a zone.
I love it. Yep, you're in the zone, just like Judy. You're in the zone. That's so great. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else have something that they'd like to add or just to speak to?
Yeah, Sanjay has his hand up. Go ahead.
Wonderful. Sanjay, go ahead.
Thank you. You know, my hand was not up, but I wanted to say something. Then I thought, okay, I will take this opportunity.
Yes.
So, you know, something happened today. So morning when I got up, I was feeling not that fresh. I thought, okay, I will go and, you know, check my blood sugar level. When I took the sample and when I got the numbers, it was saying 76. I thought 76? There should be something wrong with this machine, you know, because always I used to get in the range of 100. I did not say anything and I called my wife, hey, can you check? Then she checked and she got 86. And she was getting, you know, in the range of 105. And then she said the same thing, hey, I think there's something wrong with this machine. Okay. But, you know, then I thought what I have done in the last, you know, 1.5 months change, we have added, you know, the mung bean soup in our diet. And every day we are doing it, you know, morning breakfast. I think that is a thing that has changed that number, you know.
Oh my gosh, it's so
I don't have anything to say.
That's so wonderful. Oh, congratulations. You know, that right there is just great help. And that right there is the miracle. And that's what these principles are all about, is getting you into well-being and good health and, you know, vitality. It's just wonderful. I'm so excited for you.
And, you know, after that test, I feel now very fresh.
Yes, it does. It really does make you feel fresh and lighter. Yes.
Right.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
And thank you, everyone. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, Sanjay. Beautiful share.
Thank you.
Gina,
I would like to.
maybe, I'm not sure, don't have confirmation yet, but that maybe Nusrat would speak. She's not on the video, or he, I'm not sure on the name.
Yeah, there you are. Yes. Hi. Oh, you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself real quick?
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
How's everyone?
Good.
So let me just try and move away from here. Sorry. So I've been trying to help a close friend who's had a lot of panic issues, hysteria, panic attacks, etc. And I've been doing a lot of marmas and trying to ask her to focus on different things like, what do you want? And once you know what you want, what can you do? So what are you going to do, you know, to help other people? And it's been working great because over the week, you know, every time she gets this, in about 5 minutes, have been able to calm her down. And that's something that's really wonderful because we see the positive results right away.
Oh, I love hearing that. Last week in the call, that was one of the questions, that was brought up was how do we help people with anxiety? And you're just a living proof of that. So thank you.
So I will just show you the person. Hi.
Here's a person.
So yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you so much.
So I couldn't really get on the video before. And yeah, all the different teachings and the focus and the mama points are just working great.
So great. I'm so glad that you shared. So glad. Would love to hear even more in the future from you.
Maybe next week.
Absolutely.
We can go into more details and I'd be more at ease to share.
That would be perfect.
I'm far from being a great practitioner, but I've been, taking these Ayurvedic courses online for the last 3 months.
Oh, wow.
And it's a passion that I've always had. And I always wanted to do this as a pharmacist, to be able to help find the cause and not treat the symptoms. And right now I think I'm doing a pretty good job because I've been able to trying to help other people focus as well. I have a client who became a very good friend, and the COVID has really scared her. Though she is somebody who's very fortunate to live up in the Swiss mountains. She has no trouble or any hassles or worries about money. No young kids to look after, and she just has these issues. So twice a week she gets in touch with me, and I go over the different points and try and help her as well. So
that's so wonderful.
So with the book, translating the book and learning as we go along, now I'm going to try and reread the chapters and make a notebook with all the different advice, the teachings, and the home remedies, and I'm going to catalog them for myself. And for those who would like to have them, because I do remember them, but from time to time I said, what would I have done in this situation? What can I do to help, And so to give people more energy, I've been saying, make this almond drink. Soak the almonds. Well, my cousin's making funny faces at me, so. That's un petit peu de dos.
Hello.
Care to share what I'm doing with you, Salma? Sure. Okay. Can you want to say what I do with you? How I'm trying to help you, maybe?
I've got panic attacks.
I used to have them too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she's helping me with the. Oops. With when you have to.
Hello.
Ciao. Je nettoie. When you have to press your finger,
the index,
the six star, and over here too
to focus,
and from here, otherwise this way,
yes,
right?
Yep.
You have to press,
yes,
and it helps me, especially here.
Yes.
So that's great.
So tell me, what does it feel like after you've done that? How does it help you?
I don't have this
churning feeling, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have this feeling that that it's going to come up, that I'm going to choke. Like, it's a very, how would I say? For me, it's I get frightened when I feel that I'm going to choke, because I feel as if I'm going to have, as if it's heavy here, and you like as if it's as if there was a stone here, a heavy stone. And when I do that, you have a feeling, that it's getting better. And I feel so great. And I said, my God, if I have to do this 10 times, 20 times a day, I will do it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Voila.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing with us. So appreciate that.
I'm so happy if I can help. No problem.
Oh,
yeah.
thank
So
you.
I'm getting her, working on some home remedies as well. And the next step is going to be making the almond drink. I mean, soaking 3 almonds at night and with cardamom pods in some water. And next day, I mean, I guess everybody knows this magic recipe, but for those who don't, add 2 figs, 2 dates, and 2 apricots, and mix the whole thing and drink it up.
And I said, I will do everything that she will ask me to do.
Nice having a
That is wonderful.
cousin doing that, right? That's great.
You're getting lots of love, lots of people clapping and sending, way
Thank
to
you.
go.
Good.
Congratulations, so helpful. Sending you lots.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to join yesterday and the week before because there was a lot going around at my place. And
Well,
I
so
needed to
appreciated you
focus, and really that's why I sent you an email, and I'm really very grateful, that we can share all these experiences together and make this place a better world. And, just doing a few little things.
Take care, huh? Take care.
You too.
Thank you everyone. So I better get going, and if you
Yes,
have any questions or whatever we can share next time, I'd love to.
Sounds great. Would love to hear from you. Thank you so
Love
much.
seeing you all. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Awesome.
Dick,
Awesome.
Dick is queued up to join.
Awesome. Thank you. I love hearing how things are acting, responding in real life. I mean, this is real. This is not just a story. This is somebody's life. It's just amazing. So I just so appreciate you, sharing that with us. So Dick, would love to hear from you.
I was just going to reinforce what you had said much earlier, Jana, about your experience of this issue that would come up, and then you would catch it, and then you would substitute something else in place, and then it would come up again, and you would catch it. In my experience, that is the process of changing a habit. And the habits come up from our subconscious or our muscle memory or wherever they come from. And that it kind of ties in with what others have said about focusing. So you had enough awareness to catch it. Ooh, I caught it. Gratitude. Wow, I caught it. And you substituted. Next time it came up, instead of going bananas, I caught it. Great, I caught it a little sooner this time. And substituted what your next step would be. And that's just such a powerful lesson. I just wanted to reinforce that's kind of what all of us are talking about. We're actually substituting one behavior or one mental or physical behavior for another. And focusing on that, and that's how we change.
Yes, that's exactly right. When COVID happened and I got let go of my job, I was laid off. Before, the response would have been fear, just panic. And I just continued to do this Marma point, and I continued to do this Marma point. And I continue to do these Marma points, and when I did them, they gave me the calm that I needed so that I could move through the fear, just like what she was saying on the video on the person that was getting the Marma points. Those stimulate something, whether it's the meridians, and I don't know the science behind it, but it stimulates something to be able to bring the body to a place of stillness. So that we can, instead of being reactive, we can be conscious and make the choice that we need to make. And that's what it's just such a beautiful process. So I continue. Matter of fact, as I'm sitting here, I've been doing the Marma myself. I do them all the time throughout the day, and they really do help. And they bring confidence. They bring good health. They bring immunity. They bring help to the body. To the emotions, to the spirit, to the soul. So they're just amazing. So Dick, thank you so much for that reinforcement.
And Nusrat has another comment.
Oh, awesome. Would love to hear from you.
If I may.
Yes.
The next step, I'm going to work with my cousin, now that she came up, so I was free to talk to you about her, is of letting go of the past and forgiveness. So that's a special mama. And I think if you put letting go and forgiveness on YouTube, Dr. Naram, Everybody can do that at home. So it's
Yes.
the marma on the left hand between
Yes.
the finger and the thumb, exactly.
Yes.
So I'm working on that with her tonight or maybe this week, and that's why I haven't really been much in touch with everyone. She's my priority for the moment. So, I mean, you know, she can either speak to me or she can do the mama point. And I've suggested taking a piece of paper and writing all the past grievances, all her feelings, whatever's bothering her, and then we're going to burn that paper.
Awesome.
And then she's going to treat me to a nice fatty cake or something. Huh?
Some sweets in celebration. Woohoo!
No, but I'm on my Mung diet, and I've asked her to do not the complete Mung diet because she really doesn't need to go through that, but said do it like 2 days a week. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I going with my gut feeling. I did it for 3 weeks and I broke it this weekend. Lost 2.5 kilos. I feel better. I feel lighter. I have a lot of health issues as well as arthritis, osteoarthritis, etc. So yeah, I'm working on myself as well. And that's another story for another day. But for all those who are hesitating to do the Mung diet, once you start doing it, it's great. And the greatest thing is I don't need to think what I have to cook or what do I want to eat. What do I want? Mung. That's another marma you can do if you really need to stimulate yourself to do it, you know? So yeah, it's great. And there are lots, there's so much I could say, but I'm sure there are lots of other people who need to also share their stories.
Oh, thank
But
you so
if
much.
anybody needs to get in touch or any help or whatever, you can always get in touch with me.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Artie, did I see your hand up? No? Okay.
Well, I would like to say to Arati that I am grateful that you are going to publish a book of your recipes on mung bean dishes.
Well,
Yes.
that's still in the works, but now you gave me another push towards doing it, and I mean, every time I look onto Amazon books or anything of that type, there are so many books out there already on Ayurveda and detox. So I'm like, oh my God, you know, to compete with all of these people, that's a big, huge task. So yeah, I have started getting more information on Ayurveda and, you know, learning more on that on the background, because naturally you just can't only, you know, bring out some mung dishes, and you have to kind of also give some information on Ayurveda in the background, and people expect that from you when you start bringing such a topic out. And so, yeah, so it's like, it's a huge topic, and yeah, I love to try new recipes, and I'm also still doing a daily mung dish. You know, I did that 10-day thing with mung, and then now I'm just starting to, at least I take some mung every day, so in a different way, and so it's fun. And yes, so I'm just kind of consciously working also my diet with going gluten-free, and you know, trying to cut out things. Dairy-free is really hard in the form of cheese, because naturally my husband loves cheese, and so he has to have pretty much cheese with every meal, and so then he will pretty much make me eat something. Sometimes he'll just put me a slice of some cheese on my plate or something of that type, just to be nice, because that's his way of sharing things. And so then to steadily say no, or you know, not to shop those things, it's kind of hard. And so, but pretty much we are vegetarians anyway. And then so, but cutting out some gluten, some wheat products, and kind of doing this, and mung anyway is great. And it's going to take some time until I bring the book out, but until then, whenever I have a chance, I can you know, give out something on Facebook to encourage others to try some recipes. And mung is naturally not a familiar thing to everyone, and what all you can do with it, there's really a whole lot. And if you look into other Asian countries, they even have mung ice cream. So Naturally,
wow.
if you want to cut out sugar, which is naturally one of the things which is good to do, but a lot of people know moong only as a sweet dish. So it's amazing what's out there.
Well, your photographs have been very inviting. The last one of the last soup was it was so beautifully done, but it looked so delicious. So
yes, and it was not with Indian spices. It was pretty much lots of vegetables in there and moong, and so it was more of a European Mediterranean type of spicing, and it was very delicious. And I put in some pine seeds and some berry on top, and it was really very, very delicious. I enjoyed it. And
awesome.
So yeah.
Well, I know that there are several people in my small group that are looking forward to your recipe book. So
sure, I mean, I'll share whatever I kind of have collected until now. And so it's one of the things that I have in mind, but I would naturally, if I bring out any official book, I need to know more about Ayurveda. And so have to learn more on that.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Is there somebody else that would like to share? Yes, please, Anne.
It's interesting for me, when we first went into the lockdown, I had been traveling, both my grandbabies had fever, so we really locked down, you know, and I wasn't even using the computer, and that actually felt good. And the only thing that was getting my attention was, I guess, the time that India and here, first thing in the morning, our things would come up, our global things would come up very first.
Oh,
and froze.
And it was so instrumental in me to change my focus to be on miracles, because in the middle of the night with this, the unknown, I think, is what makes me panic more. I'm looking for miracles, which at first I really felt like I was kind of scratching and clawing, and then and things to be grateful for, but then it just got to where I see so many now. But in the beginning, the reliance on the social media, I actually started to almost need it. But what happened is like I might pick it up looking for our group, and then it tethered into something else, and I would see that it would even change my mood. You know, if I might have gone in there looking to see something, you know, violent or something that I would run into. So I've noticed this nose ring as far as what my personality or my attitude might be from first thing in the morning. Like, I get to pick now. I have a blank slate. You know, it's not going to be dictated by what I saw on Facebook. And then but it also shows me that I can have much more discernment about what I actually engage in. Yes, and it kind of like made a ranking for me as to like, who do I really want to engage with, and what do I really want to stay away from? That's what I got out of this week. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that clarity.
Yes, it is. It's, you know, we do get to choose, and when we don't choose, you're right. You know, you start on one path, you know, getting on the group, and then you go down a rabbit hole looking at other things because, you know, it catches your eye. You know, it's, you know, like in that movie Up with the dog, and he goes, squirrel. You know, just, that's kind of what it is. It's just that bright, shiny object that catches your attention. So I love that's what you're making, the choice to be able to decide where you want to go with social media. So Anne, thank you so much. Awesome.
Grant,
Yeah.
Grant has his hand raised if we have time.
Yes, Grant. Yes, please. Grant, are you there? Oh, there you are. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to say hey to everybody. Sorry for coming in late. I just got out of church. But I just want to say how much I love just meeting everybody in the small groups. I think one of my favorite things is just meeting people from all over the world, and like we're all kind of on the same page. We're all kind of have the same mission of just bettering ourselves and bettering the world. And I know I talked to Jana the other day, and she asked me to share my story and how I got here. And my story started in the fall of 2012. I was studying to go to medical school when I got sick with West Nile encephalitis, which is a disease I got from a mosquito. It caused massive inflammation to my brain and my nervous system. I started having seizures 2 to 3 times a week. I was in and out of the hospital. Of course, doctors told me there's no cure for the illness. You can only treat the symptoms with medication, which my body became addicted to. And finally, after about 2.5 years of unsuccessful treatment, my doctors told me, they said, Grant, there's nothing more we can do for you. We exhausted all of our options. You're gonna have to live with this for the rest of your life. And I remember just disagreeing with what they said. I love my doctors, but I just didn't like what they had told me, because it didn't make sense that I would just get sick and then my life is just handicapped for the rest of my life. It didn't make sense to me. And of course, I didn't have Dr. Naram's teachings or Clint's book, but I started looking into the alternative medicine and holistic healing and taking care of my mind, body, and soul. And I remember getting big into prayer and meditation. And one night in 2015, I was praying, and what I saw was, I saw myself as a fragment of energy, and I saw other people as fragments as well. We were all connected to this greater collective whole. And I was praying to God. I said, God, life's not about me. It's not about my individual fragment. It's about our collective whole. It's about all of us. I said, God, I don't care if I die alone, depressed, poor, whatever. I just want to make the world a better place. And I even went so far as to say, I'd be willing to sacrifice my life if it meant helping other people. And I remember saying that, but then ask myself, well, did I really mean it? You know, anybody can say, oh, I'd take a bullet for you. But when push comes to shove and someone's about to pull a trigger, would you actually jump out in front? And so I wanted to ask myself that. So I kind of recenter myself, and I was just meditating and searching deep within. And I connected to the innermost part of me, the part of me I never knew existed. And I responded with, yes. And in this snap, I just felt this energy just lift up all around me. And I no longer saw myself as a fragment of energy, but I felt connected to the collective whole. I understood that what's within me is the collective whole, and that I'm connected to not only everyone in the world, but everything in the universe. And it was such a powerful connection that in that moment, I was physically, mentally, and emotionally healed. And since that day, I've had no seizures. I've had no complications from my West Nile. And it was so crazy that I was seeing a doctor on a month-to-month basis, and he told me, he's like, Grant, we don't know what happened to you, but you don't need to see us anymore. And that was the last time I saw any kind of doctors. Mm-hmm. And it was powerful to me because, okay, so I knew that we could heal ourselves by connecting within. I knew that all souls are connected. I know that we are literally one of the universe, but how do I prove that? How do I explain that to people? And that's when I started looking into quantum mechanics to find a way if science could prove it. And I found some very interesting things. And I'm actually currently writing my book right now, Make the Universal Connection, The Science of Spirituality. And I actually met Dr. Clint at a conference on how to promote your book. So that's how I was able to meet him. And of course, his whole story, his book, everything, I mean, it lines up perfectly with me. And I won't go into detail about it all, but one of the most interesting things that I found researching quantum mechanics is not only the fact that we are infinitely powerful ourselves from a scientific standpoint, but also what we do as individuals have the effect to change the world. And I know, and I know
we do. It's so amazing. And, you know, these principles that are in this book are just, they're geared towards that. They really are geared towards that, Grant. And your story is so amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, you definitely have a presence about you that's so beautiful and so powerful. And we're so appreciative of you being joining with us to be able to learn these ancient principles that are, they're 2,500 years old, and they're timeless, and they really do, they work, and so I don't doubt that you've tapped into something, that might have, this spontaneous, healing is just so amazing of what you just did. It's so amazing. So awesome.
Yeah. And thank you so much. Like I said, I just love being here. And that's what I love about this group, because in my small groups, we talk about how we heal ourselves, we learn to, heal the world. And even that's what science is telling us. Science actually shows that a small population, a small fraction of the population can actually affect the whole entire world. And so these groups, the small groups and the big groups, what we're doing, it's literally changing the world. It's actually having an effect on the world. And that's what I find so beautiful and so powerful about all of us coming together.
Yeah. The principles in this book, they really do show that. They really do show how, there is healing that exists right here. If we learn these principles, we do these principles, absolutely. They really, really work. So Grant, thank you so much for sharing. I so appreciate you coming on the call. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, I know that the hour is here. We are here if you want to go ahead and continue to share, or if you need to hop off. I totally understand. There's a lot of people that have, sent their love as they popped off the call. Is there somebody that's got a burning desire to share?
Jay, did you want to share? I saw you had raised your hand earlier.
No, I changed my mind. Thank you.
Shay, you always have some wonderful, profound things to say. I love speaking with you. You're really an incredible man. Thank you. All right, you guys, thank you so much
Carol,
for coming.
I think Carol wants to say
Oh,
something.
perfect. Carol, yes.
We'll see if you can hear me. We have no broadband, internet, TV, or anything. I'm on my phone's hotspot, but I just wanted to say that thanks to reading Dick's book and and our weekly challenges from our Ancient Secrets book, I've been really working on fear. God didn't give us a spirit of fear, and I think of fear as an emotion, something, but there's a difference in that hippocampus, ancient reptile brain, and our response to startle response to fight or flight, than living in the spirit of fear. And I think that's kind of where I had involuntarily moved to, and it's with awareness from the Ancient Secrets book. It's awareness from the love of others that we don't need to live in the spirit of fear. We can live in the spirit of power and love, and in sound judgment of how we stand guard at the door of thought, so that we can shift that fear to love and hope, and to send out those vibrations of love to others around us. So I just wanted to say that it's a day by day, minute by minute challenge, to be conscious and aware of where we're standing. And I choose to not be in the spirit of fear. I choose to be in the spirit of love and power. And I'm so grateful for all of you that continue to inspire me and support me. And the social media thing is a little hard. I was feeling a little disconnected and a little abandoned there for a bit, but I'm coming back around. It was just that initial, lack that was out there. So I just want to say I'm with you, and I love you, and I'm so grateful.
Oh, Carol, we're so glad that you got on the call. We so love you. You've done so much for this group and this community, and your presence when you are not here is definitely missed, but we absolutely know that your heart is in the right place. You are where you are, and you're doing what you need to do, and we're so grateful for you. So thank you. So glad you came on the call. Awesome.
My pleasure.
Wonderful. Anybody else? Padmalaya, yes.
Hi, I want to be really quick, but I just want to share that as I'm listening to what everybody's saying, it really deepens for me what has been the most meaningful part of all of this, which is the aspect of what do I want? And that helps me push through my challenges. And it also is kind of made me come to my mind when Grant was talking. It's also, I think, led to things just popping into my life sort of by themselves, by magic. You know, like the miracles of things sort of attracting to me. But also if I have something, like I had some intense fear this week because I told in my small group, somebody at my son's workplace, which is a very tiny cafe, was diagnosed with COVID, and I was really intensely afraid. But my want to protect my child, care for my child, I mean, he's 19, he's not a child, but, you know, and to guide the situation with strength, and for him not to go down the rabbit hole of fear, and to be like kind of a leader in that way, and, you know, do my mom thing, that pushed me through it to do the things I needed to do. But then also just in general in life, what I want is to help others. And you guys know that relates to autism. Most of you know that. But in general, it's to help others, to be of service to others in a helpful way. And, it's interesting that because I got more involved in that this week, and some people also know I started my YouTube channel. This has been so long coming, you guys, so long coming, years and years. But it was easy for me to not be doing so much on social media that was just wasteful, let's say, because I was so engaged with what I want. So that's been a helpful thing to me. Or if I focus on, I want to be healthy, I'm going to more naturally, I made my first mung soup this week, actually, finally, after all this time. But so that focus on what do I want drives things and helps them move more readily. So maybe that is helpful for someone.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Because I feel like that's a root. Well, I mean, it's all a root, but for me, that's still been my rock and my biggest root in this whole experiment.
Well, I don't know if you guys were on the call when Dr. Clint, it was just a couple of weeks ago, he said, you know, what is it that Dr. Naram would say to everybody? You know, put it in the chat, and you saw this scroll of what do I want? What do I want? What do I, you know, what do you want? What do you want? And it really reinforced me, you know, it really reinforced to me that our desires, that's what we're here for, is, you know, Dr. Naram was trying to help us get to a place of health, happiness, and vitality, so we can enjoy the things that we want and live to enjoy those things. Because a lot of times people will work for something, and they work so hard that when they get it, they're sick and they're not able to enjoy it. So he was trying to get people to be well, you know, because when you're young, you don't have anything, and you know, very few of us do, and so you didn't have it to enjoy. But he wanted everybody to be healthy and to be able to enjoy what they want and live in this health and vitality. So what you want is so important. You know, Grant wants to write a book. You want to do the YouTube channel. Somebody else may want to get their degree. Somebody else may want to do a cookbook. You know, somebody else may want to, you know, be supportive of a loved one who's ill. You know, somebody wants to go on a trip, you know, and that everything is perfect. Everything is just right there. You decide what you want and you go for it. And so thank you, Padmalaya, for, you know, that principle is so important. So anyway, wonderful. Anybody else?
Hello.
Hi.
I want to welcome Zappy to her first call. Somebody we've just started visiting with.
Oh. Go ahead, Harpus.
Hi, my name is Harpreet. A very good evening to you all. I like the way you said that we should, whatever we want, we should enjoy it as well once we've got it. But then I think it's also equally important that whatever we want, everybody, I mean, as Grant mentioned earlier, I really believe that there is this natural, supernatural energy. And then we can obtain what we want is only if we give 100% to it. We should dedicate 100% to it. And then if we don't get it, we should not be upset. We can just say this is how it was in nature's way. We were not meant to have it. So it's very important to give 100% to it. And then if you don't achieve it still, then it's fine. I think we just say, okay, this is how it was meant to be. We were not supposed to have it, and it was not good for us. That's why God didn't give us.
I love that. I love that. It is so important that 100%, you know, and for me, that's what the social media fast has done for me, is to be able to take my mind off of something that is kind of a distraction, to be able to give what I want, that 100%. And I love that you said that if it wasn't given to you, it wasn't meant to be. What I recognize is that we can think, I want this, and we can put our 100% on it, and we can go down that road. And then all of a sudden, we realize that it's not as fulfilling as what we had thought in our head that it would be. And so we stop and we make the shift and we make that decision again. What is it that I want? And that experience is, you know, so valuable. You know, we've gone down that path and we've learned something, you know, so if we can see the divine in that and be grateful for it, then it only enhances our journey towards what we do desire and what we do want. Yep. It's just so beautiful. I'm so grateful for the reminder. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, what is there something? Yes, Dick.
I'm just saying our small group is about to start, so I think I'm going to say adieu. I love you, and see you next time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now, do you need this link for that small group?
No.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Wonderful.
We'll start it in a few minutes.
Thank you so much. We'll see you later.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Well,
Jen,
yes, please.
Yeah, I'm getting the request from Dick for this session after this long group. So I won't be able to join that. I want that Friday wala group which you have discussed, Friday or Saturday, 8:30 p.m. I'm not getting the invitation for that.
Oh, you're not getting the invitation for either one of the groups?
Oh, Dharmendra, I'll make sure that you get the invitation to the Friday and Saturday groups, okay?
Wonderful. Awesome.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to acknowledge. Yes, go ahead. Yes, hi. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry for hiding my face right now. Being on the Moong Dal soup is such a miraculous these past 2 or 3 days, and I'm getting bored. My mom told me that, what are you doing right now? You will lose your weight. Then before 3 days ago, I drive my bike on highway near about 50 kilometers per hour, and hardly accident happened in these rainy days. My lower teeth digged my upper lips, and it was severely that collision was very bad. I hospitalized, and doctor told me that please take a liquid intake, and I consciously replied to doctor, can I take a moong soup? So that was a nature's call, and then I take whole complete week. I completed the Moong Dal soup, that project. The consciously and awareness is going very good.
I'm so glad. So did you say you had an accident this week?
Yeah. Before 3-4 days.
Are you recovering from that, or?
Yeah. Slowly I'm recovering from that.
Oh, good. Well, it sounds like you have a very wise doctor to have him say that moong soup is the way to go.
Thank you.
Oh,
please pray
awesome.
for me. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. We will definitely say prayers for you. And
thank you, Jana. Thank you all.
Your healing
I
of your
love
accident.
you.
We love you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Bye. Thank you.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. Is there somebody else that has a burning desire to speak?
Hey, Jane, I would like to talk to.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hi, thank you. Yeah, sorry, but I also cannot switch on the video. So, a couple of weeks back, I started on the Moong diet, and then we went for a family. We went for a small picnic since they opened up from the COVID, phases. And the complete change happened. Everyone else was eating everything, but I was on my Moong. I had taken my own Moong soup there, and the change took place there in that particular picnic. That my wife said, I will also start on the Moong diet next week, and our family friend's wife also. She also said, I'm also going to start. And this happened on Friday. And she has already started next day itself without Kokum. She had already started, and we came to know on Sunday that this she has already started on that. And so I got her Kokum because in her area it was not available. So I went and got Kokum for them, and we got it delivered yesterday. So, irrespective of whether whether all the ingredients are available or not, I would suggest that anyone who wants to start can start at any time. And even the ghee is there have been a lot of questions about that. There are so many vegans who are asking, in fact, in a separate chat with me. So what I have suggested is that you can use Instapot if you have got Instapot. If I do ghee in that, put it to almost 11 hours of the heating, so warm heating. That's a very good one. If you are not able to do right from scratch from the butter, you can always pick up the ghee bottle which is available in the market, and then bring it and put it in a very low flame for around 8 hours. Beyond that, nothing happens to the ghee. Golden color ghee that separates out all the milk products from the ghee, and that is it's amazing to just add 1 spoon in your soup bowl and then have it. So now. Yeah,
it's absolutely delicious.
Today morning, my son also came back. He said, I'm going to start tomorrow onwards. So it's one by one. It's amazing to see. And it's energy that, 1 week that my wife did her Moong. Yesterday, she was cleaning out so much in basement and all those things. And I said, where did you get this energy? She said, I don't know. It's just miracle. It's happening. This is Dr. Narams and all the love that everyone is sharing here. It is amazing to see that we can change. And in the beginning of this talk, I think we were talking about change. Jaina. Change is it is difficult to change. Habits die hard, but we can change. And yes. Right from the beginning, my dad also was saying that 12 times you have to do if you want to break a habit. So 12 days if you do Moong soup, it becomes a habit. So,
I have to agree with you there. I really do. I miss the mung when I don't have it. I ran out last night and I hadn't soaked any beans, and I was disappointed that I didn't have it today.
You can have even with Moong, split Moong, the khichdi. If you see that khichdi recipe, even with split Moong, you can make Moong soup. Okay. You can just have that alternative, and then you can still do that and enjoy.
Awesome. I'll have to do that. I'm very, very new at all of this, and I'm loving it, but I'll tell you, I have a lot of room to grow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for sharing Hmong, the secret of Hmong with everybody. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Very good. Thank
you. Well, anybody else who would like to share?
Jana, I want to share about
yes,
this
please.
novel.
Yeah.
See here, I just want to share that ki moong, when it is taken raw along with the salads, like we can have the carrot, tomato, the raw more, our 80 to 90% when we eat raw, we get the live food. So moong has a antioxidant power and it has a miraculous power. It can reverse a lot of disease, I am saying. All the see, disease is because of the toxins. And when all these joint pains people have, somebody has so many diseases are there. Disease is equal to the toxin in the body. And moong dal has a very powerful antioxidant property. And it balances the miraculous properties. It can balance your vata, pitta, and kapha, tridoshas. You don't have to worry at all. So moong dal, you can take the akka moong or the split moong, add some vegetables to that, spinach, or you can add carrot, or you can add anything in that. Very small proportion of rice or something, around 1 to 2% only. Most of things are the vegetables, and it works like anything. Yeah, today, since morning, I have not eaten anything. I have just taken the moong dal khichdi. Okay, so around a small 10 to 20 grams of moong was there. Then spinach was there. Then some more vegetables were there. So it's very, very wonderful. I'm just requesting everyone, those who are having any health problem, even the weight gain or the fats or maybe something or joint pains or maybe many movement problems, whatever it may be, moong is miraculous, one of the super food we can call it as. You can have it with the ghee, or you can have it in the khichdi form, or you can have it as a raw salad. So many options are available. So I really want you all, because see, my purpose is very simple. If we have come on this earth as a body, if we have to die, why not to enjoy the life and die? Why to succumb to disease and fall on the bed, then hemorrhage, coma, dementia? Nowadays, many illnesses are there. And see, suffer and die is what's new in that. Even animals don't suffer and die. They also enjoy and die. And we human beings call ourselves, we are very smart, and we are suffering and dying.
Yeah.
So sad, so sad. And we have all the ancient system with us. The only thing is that we are not following it. So if we can make our food as a medicine, I think 250 years is my target. I'm telling and everybody, I'm telling it. Okay. So 250 years is just people say, "Arey 100 jiya to it's a big thing," but I say no. Padma Malaya is like last week, and last week I was talking to her. So it's a wonderful thing. We should start working on it. Definitely.
Yeah,
the only thing is that what do you want? That is the first thing. If you really want to live a long life, then only the ideas will come. Then only you will be able to follow. If you say, no, 60 is enough. I just want to live till 60 anyhow. I'll stretch till 60 and then I'll die. Okay, I don't know. I really don't know. Then your choice. You have to decide. I have decided 250. Very simple way. And Jenna, I'm going to call you and I'll okay, you have to talk to your parents how they live till 100 years, right?
I love it. Yeah. We had a conversation that my grandmother lived until she was 91, and my other grandmother lived until she was 93. And so I was sharing with him that I think that I'm going to be here until I'm 103. So I have to learn this stuff so that I can live, healthy and full of vitality. And I love that your passion for living to 250 years old. And Dr. Giovanni said that it's possible. So, it's possible if you put everything to work at it. I think it's wonderful. So, and Judy was shaking her head. Yes, we need to live, healthy and full of life when we get into our older years. So it's wonderful. Awesome. Well, what are some of the things? Go ahead, Becky. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I've been doing the mung bean and feeling so much energy, and the doctor had said, the Ayurvedic doctor had said I could add apples and blueberries, and because I'm feeling so good, I'm scared what to add. And the truth is, when I added too many things at once, and I started getting some of my symptoms back, it's like, okay, go slow, it's all right, because I love the mung bean, and I just every day add different vegetables. So that makes a variety. So like he said, you could add carrots, and I'm adding kale. And so every day when I do different vegetables, that works for me. And I'm getting, from a friend, I'm getting an Instapot. So it's nice to hear that somebody said, yes, use Instapot. And I have never used one. So I think it'll make the whole process more simple for me. I wanted to emphasize the other thing that you were saying, Jane, about the anger and saying how we need time to change habits. It's every morning I do write, and one of the things that I write is I'm so deeply grateful that I live in harmony, and so it's one of the 8 things I write. And so during the week that I had this horrible disagreement with my sister, and we don't usually get there. We aren't usually mad at each other. And it was really getting heated. And we were doing it over texting. And so that all of a sudden, it came up to me like a fountain of water. And I said, oh, no problem. I said, I'll take care of that. I'll do that. I said, it was a project. And I said, kiss the project. Goodbye, put it in a bag and give it to me and I'll finish it. She said, wow, where did that come from? Because we were kind of, and so like your intention to focus on the anger and my intention to live in harmony, I just think we don't know when it's going to come up. And setting that intention and allowing it to grow in us and be in us, so it can come up in our daily life. Yeah.
Yes, it's Devo Bawa, you know, because when it comes up, then we get to see, okay, what is the divine gift in this? And we've already established what we want, you know, and you're wanting to, I wrote it down. So grateful I'm living in harmony. So when the harmony when disharmony shows up, you get to look at, you know, how is that unexpected guest? You know, what is the message? And then be grateful that it showed itself so that you can work with it. And what you did is that fountain of water that came up, it neutralized your reaction and response to it. It's so beautiful. And to me, that's the form of gratitude. Awesome.
Thank you.
Becky, well, I hope it sounds like you and your sister are getting along now. You're now living in harmony?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I love that affirmation every day. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to kind of wrap this up a little bit, but I wanted to be very open and honest. I was very fearful today because we didn't have a Dr. Giovanni, and so it was just me kind of guiding you through. And I so appreciate every single person that has contributed and has shared their heart, and the people who are just on the call, just sharing and being, you know, here with us. You know, I really do believe in these principles that Dr. Naram has taught, and I'm just so grateful that I am a part of this. Like I said, you know, when I saw Dr. Clint's message or request to sign up for the book launch, I didn't know anything about Dr. Naram or Dr. Clint. All I knew is that I had seen a TED Talk and my heart said, you need to sign up for this, and I couldn't get my application in fast enough. So I was just so grateful that I was led to this, and I'm just following my heart with it. Before we go, is there anything else that anybody else wants to say? Hi, Colette, it's so good to see you.
I got this line from a woman who brought a lot of energy work through Jin-Jin-Jitsu to the United States, Mary Burmeister, and she would say, no thing can pull me. In other words, nothing can pull me off my harmony.
Oh, I love that. That's so beautiful. So beautiful. Well, I know that there's a lot of new people on the call, and I just wanted to share the story really quickly, but Dr. Naram, after he passed, the orphan kids that he would visit, they were very sad because they looked at him as a dad figure. And so one of the things that Krishna Naram, Dr. Naram's son, had asked was for people to send in a video saying that they love say, I love you and I'm with you. And hundreds of people responded. And so as a result of that, the community here has embraced that saying, I love you and I am with you. And, we've had so many new people just even over the last, several weeks that they have not heard that story. And I've noticed that, that beautiful saying that so synchronistically or non-synchronistically, it, has not been showing up in some of those. And so I just want to invite you guys to share with me to say, I love you and I'm with you to each one of you who's left on this call. And then we can meet with our small groups this week. And then next week we'll have our celebration before the big celebration. So Jeff, if you can unmute everybody. And thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Jenna.
Yes, I love you and I'm with you.
I love you.
Love you.
With you all.
Thank
you.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you.
Love you.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. I love you.
So,
With you.
I love you.
Oh, it's so
Love you
beautiful.
and with you.
I love
Love
the
you
heart
and with
sign.
you. I'm with you.
Kathy, your heart sign is beautiful. Thank you for flashing that.
Love you and with you.
I love